Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of random shit happening in my life. In this video, I wanted to just quickly go over a cool passion project that I just finished. This took me about a month to make. It's been a while since I've made my last video because I've been so busy working on this app and also dealing with my chaotic career journey, which I will make another video on that to give you guys updates on that subject. But I made an app called SalarySalmon, and this is basically a very lightweight, easy to use FinTech web app. If you don't know what FinTech means, it's a fancy word in the tech industry that means financial tech. Financial tech is a digital tool used to help or manage anything that deals with your finances. Before I show you what this app does, I just wanted to give a disclaimer that this app should be used for entertainment purposes and for overall just estimation purposes only, because it's not supposed to reflect 100% accurate data, and it should not be used to make any real financial decisions. So use this app just for the purpose of fun and entertainment, and just for your personal, just for general ballpark estimations if you're curious about certain things. But don't make any real decisions based on this app. You should use something else. Now that we have that out the way, I'm going to show you what this app does. So the premise of this app is you're going to provide a theoretical yearly gross income, your state, and your marital status that you will be filing when you do your taxes. And what it's going to do is it's going to take these three parameters and generate an overall breakdown dashboard showing you how much money you're going to pay in federal and state taxes, along with the cost of living with the state you specified. So let's do this. Let's go. For this example, let's type in $75,000, and let's choose the state of, let's just say, Kansas, and we're going to file as single, and we're going to click the Generate Salary Dashboard button. And just like that, in less than 2 seconds, you're going to get a very in-depth breakdown of your total tax expenses, along with the cost of living right here, and a nice visual chart of each expense relative to your overall gross income. I'm going to quickly go over each square. The first one's going to give you an overall overview of your taxable income in both state and federal. And then it's going to give you below that your overall dollar amount that you're going to pay in federal tax and state taxes, along with some very interesting percentages that you could see within the section. And then it'll calculate that against your gross income, and you'll get your total net income after taxes right here, which in this case is $62,842. And then we're going to go on to the cost of living, which is right here. Each state within this app has a different data set for each state. So for every state, you're going to see a different cost of living, and this is based on various sources on the internet, along with which is the same case for your tax data too. So the data set lives within the app itself, but it's curated based on different sources on the internet, and the last time it was updated was June 2024, which is pretty recent considering I just finished this app. But that gives you an idea of, the data that it's being referenced. It's a curated data set based on various sources on the internet, and it lives within the code base. So let's go back to the cost of living. The cost of living in Kansas is a general estimation of $20,000 a year, and you could see that these are the expenses that it's calculating. It's calculating your groceries, utilities, gas, and healthcare. And then it's going to show you your disposable income after your cost of living, and also after all your taxes paid. So if you make a gross income of $75,000 and you live in the state of Kansas and you're filing as single, your disposable income, this is just a general estimation by the way, is going to be probably around $40,000. And then over here at the chart, it'll show you the expenses all listed here, but in visual pie chart form. So you can hover over it, and it will show you the dollar amount along with the state. Along with the actual percentage, and then the visual you'll just see like how much of a portion it is relative to your gross income. And then the green, I thought it would be useful to include the disposable income that will be left over from your gross. So based on this dashboard, if you make 75K in Kansas, you have a pretty big percentage of your disposable income left over even after your cost of living and state taxes and federal taxes. You can see that is actually over 50%. Now that being said, this is just a very quick general breakdown. It's not going to account for any car payments if you have some. It's not going to account for extra expenses, miscellaneous expenses, and it's not going to account for dependencies, because I designed this app so it could be really quick and fast to use. Because if I accounted for all these parameters, it would just become like TurboTax or a tax tool, and that's not really easy and fast to use. So again, that's why I said, if you actually want to figure out your exact tax dollar amount, do not use this app. This is just for general ballpark estimations, and it's not going to be a reflection of of your situation. This is just used for theoretical situations that you're wondering about. And if you want to plan on moving to a different state and you have a new job, then you might want to use this app just for entertaining the idea of what leftover income you may have. So that's basically how my app works. Now, before I end this video, the last useful thing you can do is create another chart to compare the cost of living in one state with another state. And to do that, you have two options. You can either open a new tab and just click here and generate a new board and just put it side by side. Or a quicker way is, because if you do the first way, you're going to have to re-enter the salary and the state and stuff. But a quicker way is just to copy the link up here, open a new tab, and then open it again, right? And then you could do it side by side. So let me just minimize my face. So here we have two charts, right? Right now they're both the same parameters. You can see it's my fucking screen. Hold on. All right, my screen. Okay, so we have two dashboards with the same values, but to easily just change one to California, you could go up here in the URL and you can see where the parameter says state equals. Click that and just put a different state and make sure it's uppercase. So in this case, we changed Kansas to California. Press enter, and then now we could compare the cost of living in Kansas and California. However, there is one caveat, is make sure you refresh each tab separately when you do this so the values are updated. Because it's utilizing your local host for these values, you just have to update your browser, and then it's going to reflect the relative data points. All right, so now we could see with the same income in California and Kansas, in California, you're going to have a leftover disposable income of $30,000, whereas in Kansas, you're going to get almost $12,000 more of disposable income. And then the cost of living in California is $33,000, while in Kansas it's only $20,000. So you could really see, the differences of making the same income in two different states. And with these two comparisons, you could easily just come to the conclusion that, living in California, you're going to spend nearly $10,000 more dollars just by paying off your necessities and cost of living versus in Kansas. And then you could do this with as many different states as you want, and it's going to be really fun. Another cool thing is, if you're fascinated by this and you want to use the dashboard and share it with your friend or whatever, all you have to do is send them the link. They don't need to log in. There's no login necessary. There's nothing you need to do. You could just send over the link, and they could easily just type it in their browser, and there you go. But if you don't like playing around with the URL to compare dashboards, you can always click the generate new dashboard here, and then it'll take you to the home page, and this is where you can make another dashboard. Boom, 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 bam. There you go. So it's that simple. That's how the app works. I'm gonna include the link below in the description, and I hope you play with it. I plan on scaling this app more probably in the future, but if you're watching this and you think this is a great app, I am open to selling it. The source code is private. This is not an open source app. This is going to be a passion project that I own. But if anyone is interested in buying this, feel free to reach out for an offer. But if not, this is a cool, fun passion project, and maybe I could scale it up more. I hope that was an enjoyable video, and I'll see you in the next video.